We holding it. If you're from the state of Florida, let me hear you noise. Y'all did all right. If you're from North Carolina, let me hear you boys. Georgia, we got to do that over here. North Carolina in the house. We got anybody from New Jersey, New York in the house. That's all right. Hold on, okay? 5 minutes. 5 o'clock. Start. Hallelujah. Who else we got representing? New Orleans in the house. Y'all got to stay in the city of New Orleans. The Lord's in peace high. Trying to worship the Most High. In the house high. You got your trumpet out. You keep it clean now. The spirit of the truth high. So, but it's so good to see so many of your faces out there. I think I need to get down with the registration. Everything. Yeah, how many more people we know? Is there still a line of people registering outside? Is this going on? Well, hallelujah. Still ready. We're bringing children in here. Okay. So what we'll do is get ready to move on. I don't want to start. People so we'll get registration 5 more minutes and then we'll go ahead and start. I want to have everybody seated. That's okay? Yeah. All right. Give us about another 5 minutes and we'll get cranked up all the way. Hallelujah. Oh, I'm sorry. South Carolina in the house. South Carolina in the house. Georgia, we got to do it over. Georgia in the house. It's good to see everybody here, but we're going to give it 5 minutes and then we're going to get everything started. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, all right, what we're going to get ready to do is we got a quick announcement. If you have a stroller, we ask, can you put it on the outside, right? They got spots for it where it will be watched. Ain't nobody going around with your stroller. It will be watched. Can you put it on the outside so we can have more room? We also have a white vehicle with a South Carolina license plate about to get told as you in the handicap spot. I just playing. Alright, so family, we're going to get everybody in. Let's get everybody down. What we're going to go ahead and do is start with our discussion and start with the teaching. That's okay? So let's get everybody seated. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to go with the eating festivities, and then we're going to go with the music. That's all right, but we want to be able to get the word in you first. Hallelujah.
Grab 2 chairs real quick.
It's all right, we have 2 chairs. It's all right if we teach them to sit down, right? They got these slick balls on, they're gonna hurt by the end of the night. They only good for a few hours. All right, can everybody hear us? In the back, can you hear us? Maybe a little volume in the back. It's in the back, they can't hear us.
Now, people say no, that means you can hear us. I'm just joking.
Hallelujah. That's the kind of thing.
I'm just joking.
Can we keep the talking if we can to a minimum so everybody can be heard?
Yeah.
Hallelujah. All right. So today we're going to talk about the Feast of Trumpets, and going to give you some things that the Most High can put on our heart. Y'all know how me and Josh do. We ain't got nothing planned or scripted. We just going to flow. That's all right.
One, we good now. Yeah, we straight. We gotta do like this. Everybody okay? Everybody good? All right. Okay, we're gonna start, y'all, with Leviticus 23, verse 22. Y'all ready? Say, I'm ready. All right. And ye shall proclaim on the self-same day, 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, you should not make a clean riddance of the corners of thy field with thy reapers. Neither shall gather any gleanings of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them to the poor and to the stranger. I am Yahuwah Elohim. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, you shall have a Shabbat, a memorial of blowing the trumpets. It is a Kodesh convocation. or a set apart calling. Everybody say set apart calling. So the first thing we know and we understand is that the memorial of blowing the trumpets, and I'm hoping that y'all saw what we talked about on the Shabbat. When you go look at those words, the emphasis is not on the gathering. It's about the call. That word convocation, mikra, the root word of that is quara, it means to be called. And the mem in the word insinuates water. Water represents purification, water represents cleansing, and water can also represent chaos. So when we in this time of understanding that this is not a day that's set apart, because the time is already set apart. Remember now, there's an appointed time, and then there's the feast. We do the feast only the appointed times. The appointed time is established from when? The very beginning. He didn't wait to Deuteronomy and Exodus to establish the appointed times. So when the Most High gave us the memorial blowing the trumpets, the holy convocation was a calling to holiness. It was a calling to holiness. So that's the reason why if we go read on down in the text, we'll see they call it a solemn assembly. It's the exact same terminology. It means the exact same thing. It means a set apart gathering, or a gathering of the set apart. But a set apart come to a holy convocation. They're called to repent at a certain time. They are called to repent on the Moedim. So as we go forward in this, one of the main things we're going to look at, we're going to jump around a little bit, because like I say, we're just going to talk about this. It's not a full lesson. We're going to start talking about what happened at Sinai.
That's right.
What happened at Sinai?
And I go back to when you go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, because that's when the Most High established all these things. Y'all can hear what we're saying? Let's let you know, let's read that real quick. Genesis chapter 1, starting at verse 14. Let's let you know that appointed times with the Most High have never been something that just had started with Moses. It's something that he initiated during the beginning, right? Let's look at Genesis 1 and verse 14. And Yahuwah said, let there be lights in the firmament in the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and for years. And when you look up that word seasons, it's moeds, which translates to appointed times. So the Most High has specific times that he wants to visit you. I want you to understand the Most High is not on your clock. Hear what I'm saying? Because let me tell you what we do. A lot of times we factor in to fit the Most High on our schedule. We don't look at what he desires because we're so busy by our everyday life. We say, okay, during this period of time, we can fit him in. But he's the Elohim. He don't work off our schedule. Right. And this is something that the Most High told me in prayer. He told me to tell the people to prepare. You know what I'm saying? To prepare, because I'm going to visit them. They will receive their hour of visitation. So this ain't the time for you to be running around busy doing a lot of things, because you're going to miss the season that the Most High wanted to implement some in your life. Again, he's not on your time. So this is why constant communion with him is imperative. You can't be going a whole week where you don't talk to the Most High. You can't be waiting to just the Shabbat in order to give him worship and praise. Because he has specific things that he desires to speak to you on at an appointed time. A visitation of answers. That's the whole point of Revelations. Things being revealed that was before uncertain. Things being revealed. How many of us need answers? Yeah. I got some questions and different things going on in my life that I need answers on. But if I don't direct my life towards the Most High to get on time with his visitations, the worst thing you can do is what Israel did back in the day, where they missed their hour of their visitation. Mashiach said, I would have gathered you like a chick gathering her hen, but you wasn't there, or you didn't what? Meet me at your appointed time. So this take you being consistency, aware of his presence, and keeping your spirit open for his words. I'm going to say that again. Being aware of his presence, because every day he can be speaking to you. And sometimes we are the one that's going to bring in another person's visitation. Somebody might receive a visitation at the grocery store by you showing up there. But if your mind just focused on grocery, that person missed their hour because you was focused on the wrong thing. Because what? Everywhere we're going on assignment because we've been set apart. So everywhere you go, you got to go with a mindset of whatever I'm going, I have to direct my heart to be open to see if the Most High going to speak. So other people won't miss their hours of visitation because we're not waking up on assignment. Being what? Set apart. And what we was talking about before, set apart is something that was done from the beginning. The Most High, when he names you, right, he gives you existence. Let's say that again. Every patriarch that he made a covenant with, what did he do? He changed their name. What is the significance of changing their name? Now they show the Most High, now you exist to me. I have my name in you, and now I am responsible for you now. That's right. So he names things, then he separates things. Because in separation, that is how you are distinguished from everybody else. This is why you should know what your difference is. And what we was talking about yesterday, everybody ain't supposed to be doing the exact same thing. Because we all got specific what? Purposes on the earth that distinguishes us, that makes us be revealed to the Most High. Because everybody that he created doesn't exist to him. Why? Because they're not walking in the fullness of their purpose in order to get his nature.
What did the Most High say about the children of Israel? He said, I hid my face from them, that they might see what their end would be. So when, go back to not noticing them or not existing in his mind, when the Most High turned his face from us, his presence, his protection, his blessing, and everything turned from us. And what we did was we went to the four corners of the earth and was destroyed and was basically brought down to nothing. We really and truly, if you really think about it, in today's structure in the world, we don't exist. We don't have what? A voice. We don't have what? A name. You don't have a name. When you have a name, then you have audience, and then you have voice. If you go into a place and you're the son of a king and your name speaks for you, if that son of the king don't have the name, he's none of the royal house. What is the son of a king without the king's name? So, because we went away from his plan, we lost his name. We lost his name, and then we went. This is the reason why we was also what? Renamed. Everywhere we went, we got what? The name of the oppressors. We became what? We became their ownership. They owned us. They own our destiny. We in these places, we can only get so far. I mean, go back to Deuteronomy 28 about the iron, the brown like iron and the brass sky. You can only get so far. You can only do so much. They dictate your success. They dictate your fall. They dictate where you're going to live. They dictate where you're going to sleep, where you're going to eat, where you're going to move. They become what? Your Elohim. They become your Elohim. So the first part of understanding or receiving or going back to the name or being named by the Most High is also to be a son of the Most High. It's also to be in rulership, to be royalty, and to be a priest. All those things is tied back into the name. So that's the reason why all the ancestors, when they was renamed, it was called, it was set into that purpose. And every last ancestor was a precursor to the priesthood and to what? The kingship. So what we've become is, again, like I said, a nameless, destinyless, inheritless people because we lost our name. How can we lay claim to the heritage if we don't have a name? If a father dies, we know the father didn't die, but the son did. The heritage has to go to a son, right? It got to be passed down. Well, how do you prove that you're worthy of the inheritance if you have no name? This is the reason why the set-apart convocation, or the calling to holiness. The calling to holiness. Because when we are outside, when we're in sin, we are in dysfunction, he will hide his face from us, and we will no longer exist to him. Come on. We will no longer be sons and daughters of the Most High. And when we like that, all we can do is we put out the camp. Right? So during this time period when the Most High had the set apart times, or the Moedims, he put these times in the place for us to always recall, to remember, to look back, to think, to take heed, lest we be what? Cut off. This particular trumpet is different than any other trumpets. And when I say that, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about just the gathering of those that's in rebirth. Because we know that a rebirth don't got no appointed times. That's right. Rebirth ain't got no appointed times, right? We don't. The Most High has appointed times. But you gotta, what did my shop say? He says, how can you see the sun, or when you see the clouds roll in, you know now it's gonna be rain? I'm paraphrasing. But how can't you discern the times? You can see what's going on around you. If you see all the signs, if you see the 400-year captivity, if you see what's going on in the world, when you see everything that's falling apart, when you see Babylon falling, and then we end the time of the appointed times of judgment. The appointed time of judgment. So this is the reason why this particular set apart, or this particular calling to holiness is a whole other level.
We gotta hear that. We gotta hear that. We gotta hear that.
That's the reason why this particular calling to holiness is on a whole nother level. Because the trumpet is blown for two things, for gathering and for what? A lot of times we go to war, and sometimes war comes because of judgment. So during these time periods, we're going from trumpets and we're going to atonement. This is the time when you clean your house, lest you be cleaned out the house. Did y'all hear what I just told you? This is the time that you clean your house, lest you be cleaned out the house. Because according to the text, the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Let's go to Exodus. Exodus 19. Exodus 19. Once we see the inception of what the Most High wanted his trumpet to reveal the first time he blew it, and give you the understanding of where we need to be. Then we're going to go to Isaiah 66. Exodus 19, right? Let's start at verse 14.
And Moshe went down from the mount unto the people, and he sanctified the people and washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day, and come out at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet, or the shofar, exceedingly loud.
The voice of a what?
The shofar, exceedingly loud.
The voice of a what?
The shofar.
No, I want y'all to see this. Let's jump up to verse 10.
10. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, go to the people, sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Be ready against the third day, for the third day Yahuwah will come down in the sight of all the people at Mount Sinai. And he will set the bounds of the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves that you go now to the mount.
Take heed to who?
Yourselves.
That's the time we're living in. Take heed to who?
Yourselves.
Take heed to who? Not take heed to everybody else. Take heed to yourself. Because you need to be careful unless you what? You need to be careful unless you what? But let's see what the trumpet was supposed to initially do. Keep reading.
that you go not to the mount, nor touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall surely be put to death. There shall not a hand touch it, but he should surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth what? Wow. They shall come unto the mount. Keep going. And Moshe went down to the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they watched their clothes.
You keep hearing sanctification going along with this trumpet. This ain't nothing we just blowing, but this is a lifestyle that we got to live, because we're going to show you we need to quit separating ourselves from the trumpet. Because we are a shofar, and we're going to show you how we blow. It ain't that we have one, we are a shofar ourselves, and the Most High blow a sound through us. Let's keep going.
13. Again,
Drop down to 16.
16. And it shall come to pass on the third day of the morning, there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud.
So this is the Most High voice, the voice of the trumpet singing like he read.
So that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
He read.
And Moshe brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Elohim.
They supposed to meet with him. What happened?
And they stood at the nether part of the mountain.
What else happened? Verse 18.
And Mount Sinai was altogether a smoke, because Yahuwah descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly.
Verse 19.
And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moshe spake, and Elohim answered him by a voice.
So the Most High first desire and in introduction with him was to hear his voice like a trumpet, and it made the people do what? Tremble. It made the people do what? Tremble. This is a time, let's go to Isaiah 66 real quick, because it's going to go along with what we're saying. But it's a beautiful thing to blow the trumpet, but we got to see the weight of what we up against. Isaiah 66, and it's going to bring it.
Verse 1. Verse 1?
Yeah.
Thus says Yahuwah, the Shamayim is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? For all those things my hand has made, and all those things have been, saith Yahuwah. But to this man will I look, even to him that is a poor and contrite spirit.
So what man you going to look?
Even to him that is of a poor and a contrite ruach, and trembleth at my word.
And trembleth what?
At my word.
That means I'm so careful with his word to obey it that it trembles me. It shakes me to disobey what he says. It shakes me to do what I desire to do. It shakes me to keep on living a certain way when I know what he already told me. He said the only man that I'm going to regard, because I first announced myself with a trumpet to make you tremble, but then when you got to develop a tremble in your heart, yourself, as your dedication to the Most High, that I have a calculated determination that I'm going to finish my course by any means necessary. So if that take distancing myself from people, right. I got to do that.
That's right.
But what? I tremble at his word. If that takes leaving some family members behind, I got to do that. Why? Because right. I tremble at his word.
That's right.
If it takes leaving some grown children that's acting wayward and quit fussing at them and crying about them and moving on, because what? I tremble at his word. If it takes leaving this boyfriend or this girlfriend that's know you're not doing right, I do what? Because what? I tremble at his word. So the people that he's going to give regard to, not people that just wear fringes, but people that have integrity to obey him when nobody else is listening. Because what? I live my life that I hear a consistent trumpet blowing through my ears. And then when I go off course, I line myself back right because I hear that trumpet aligning me in righteousness and holiness. And that consistent trumpet that I hear aligns my life up. But what happened to us? Because of men, because of judgment, that haven't been coming expedient, men's heart fall to what? Sin. But the Most High is going to bring his fear and the honor of his name back in this nation. And don't you be one that have awakened back to who you are, but still fall by the wayside. Because you want to still play. or you want to find loopholes in the scripture to do what you desire to do? I'm telling you, that mercy stuff, man, we better get on point where we are believing the Most High. Because he's going to bring what reverence back, back to his name, back to his reputation. And he's going to do it first with the nation of Israel. That reverence has to be made back, that where we're trembling at his word again, we hearing his voice as a sound of a trumpet. Hallelujah.
Now let's look at verse 3. I'm going to go back to verse 2 again. Listen to this, y'all.
Isaiah 6.
Yes, listen to this.
All right, verse 2. For all those things have my hand made.
All right, so what did he make? The earth, the place of worship, his temple, right? All things that we associate in the walk in our heritage, right? The temple, the sacrifice, the worship, the walk. Go ahead.
All those things have been, says Yah. But to this man.
All right, so what he's telling you is, people read this too fast. When he told you, he says, the Shamayim is my throne and the earth is my footstool. He says, where is the temple that you built to me? Where's the order of service? Where is it? Where are those who claim that they serve me? Then he answered, he says, all those things I've made, I established the order, I established the temple, I established the heritage, I established you as my people.
Come on.
With all those things being said, that's what he says. For all those things my hand made, and all those things have been. But said Yahuwah, but to this man will I look. But to this man will I look. I know you call yourself Israel, but to this man will I look.
This man will I look.
I know that you have the covenant, but to this man will I look. I know you keep the Moedims, but to this man is where I'm going to look. No matter what the temple, no matter the service, no matter who you are, no matter the covenant, no matter the Torah, this is the man that I'm looking for. Even to him that's a poor and contrite ruach, and him that trembleth at my word. Why? Listen closely to the next verse.
Let me read it. He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man.
Let me ask you a question. Who slays the ox? So the first thing he's telling you is that this is the reason why he's looking for a man with a contrite heart. Because your sacrifices are wicked.
Come on.
You come to the feast, but you wicked. You wear fringes, but you wicked. You come to Shabbat, but you wicked. What he's telling you is, yeah, you're making the offering, but I don't see that. Because I don't see what? A humble and contrite heart. This is not pagan sacrifices. These are the Levitical sacrifices. Go ahead, Al.
He that sacrifices a lamb.
Sacrifices a lamb, so he's not sacrificing a pig. But how does he sacrifice that lamb?
As if he cut off a dog neck.
So what the Most High is telling you is that your service, your walk is the same thing as if you're doing an abomination of worshiping idols. Even though you're in the service, even though you're in the moed, even though you're amongst the people, your walk, your service, and everything you're doing to him, you might as well be eating swine's flesh and worshiping Baal. Keep going out.
He that offered an oblation.
Oblation. You know, you got two main oblations during the day. You got the morning and the evening oblation, or the morning and the evening sacrifices. Look, this is what I'm trying to get you to see. You can walk in Torah in commandment or instruction. But unless, this is the reason why Mashiach comes and says that those that worship him, or Yahuwah, must worship what?
Spirit and in truth.
In Ruach and in the truth. In the Ruach and in the Torah. You can do all these other things that ain't gonna matter, because everything that you see, he's seeing the opposite of it. Everything that you're doing, he's seeing the opposite of it. You saying I'm named by the Most High, but he ain't even seeing you. He don't even know what your name is. That's the reason Mashiach says in that day, he'll say what? Depart from me, I what?
You didn't exist.
Keep going out. So man, offer the oblation is if he offered swine's blood. Now think how those two contrast. He says that your evening sacrifice to me is if you were eating a pig and offering swine's blood, the ultimate, the highest sacrilege you can possibly do. Go ahead, Art.
He that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol.
Go ahead.
Yea, they have chosen their own way.
Say it again.
Yea, they have chosen their own way.
Say it one more time.
Yea, they have chosen their own ways.
Read the next line.
And their soul delight in abomination.
Now let me ask you this. If the Torah commands you to slay an ox, how would it be an abomination to slay it? If the Torah commands you to offer a lamb, how would it be an abomination to slay it? If the Torah commands you to have 2 oblations a day and you're doing it, how is it an abomination?
If you are an abomination. If you are an abomination.
You understand what I'm saying? These are things we got to understand. This is the time when I'm walking. This is the time of judgment. This is the time of introspection. This is why we blow the trumpet. We've been blowing the trumpet today and we're going to blow it. But when we blow the trumpet, we got to understand is that when we blow the trumpet to pronounce judgment, but judgment starts with us. So every time that trumpet goes out, it's coming back. Go ahead.
You read? Yeah. And also will choose. Oh, no. Let me say that right.
Go ahead.
I also will choose their delusions.
So this is why Shaul says that the Most High sends them away. A strong delusion that they might believe a lie.
And you trying to reason with them.
This is the reason why.
Why?
During this time period, if you come to the calling to repentance, the holy convocation, the set apart convocation means a calling to repentance. This would be the time that you pour it out. This would be time that you get it right. This would be time when you should, if you have an altar, you should leave your gift at the altar.
Yes.
This is a solemn assembly. I know it's got quiet in here, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Solemn.
Moment right there.
Solemn. Solemn. It should be that you should fear. When you blow that trumpet, you should fear that the Most High. Look, when we can go back to Exodus 19, we can see why do people fear so much. Remember now, it wasn't a man blowing the shofar. It was a Malachim blowing the shofar, and then the Most High presence came. And if you go read the text, what can they do? They can't go before the Most High lest they die. Lest they die. So during this time period, it should be a time of purging. 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 That should be the mindset. We go into atonement, it should be purging. 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 What can I take off? What can I let go? Am I offering, is my sacrifice like I'm offering swine's blood? Go ahead.
And this is just like he was saying, that the Most High will choose your delusions. That's something that we got to be mindful of. What's one of the main ways that he said he will choose our delusions or send tormentors? Unforgiveness.
Wait up.
This is why it's imperative that you don't go through these seasons just excited, but everything in these feast days is self-evaluation. Where you look at within your own heart and beginning to cleanse out these iniquities, these bitterness, these resentments that you have against your brother, against your sister, where you are continuously just allowing things to go on. And you know these things are there. Having these things against your husband, having these things against your wife, and you're trying to go through these feast days like it ain't nothing exciting, where you just jumping over what's in you. And you done went 10 years and still be bitter about the same thing. And ain't gave it to the Most High. And want the Most High to empower you. One thing about that, you can't fool the Most High. You can fool us all day long, but the Most High will show you can't fool it. And it'll be a delusion to think that you can continue on with these things in your heart. Now, we ain't been sent to give you no message about this gonna be your best life ever. It ain't time for that. Your best life now. You sow a seed of $100 that they're gonna multiply and you're gonna get $1,000 back. But you at the house and you bitter and having resentment among each other, and envy and strife among each other, because jealousy is there. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things that corrupts us as a nation, that we can't get past those things. We have alt and fussing and all these things that are going on within us, but we don't, and then we come before the Most High with uplifted hands, with a heart showing people that you submit to Him, and He's looking at you behind the scenes. He's looking at how you treat Him, and then that's why, because Most High, and listen to what I'm saying, if you don't learn, I'm going to give you this jewel and take this into the next season. Tremble at His word. But if you don't learn through instruction, you will learn through pain. If you don't learn through obedience, you will learn through pain. So this is a time, and whatever that pain will be, but some of us don't, man, this is how serious this thing is. Of us holding these things is, you don't know what's floating in your body right now that the Most High is keeping back. That's a serious thing. You don't know what's up the road 6 months from now that the Most High is waiting on your decision today whether that's going to happen. Hear what I'm saying, man? Because the Most High is not going to keep putting His hedge over protection over somebody that don't tremble at Him, that don't respect His name. So if you know you have done wrong and you continuing on, it's a bad and dreadful thing to think that your gift is a replacement of your sacrifice to the Most High and your obedience. That your blowing of a trumpet on a feast day replace your giving your all to Him. Take this time of self-reflection and begin to ask the Holy Spirit to weed out these things that are within me. Because in the end, I want to be clean. In the end, I want to keep your presence. In the end, I want to keep you speaking to my heart. This is why we can't have these type of alts and have these things going on and think that we can just cover them on a feast day. I know this ain't the happy-go-lucky message you might have been looking for. I know you want to just jump around and blow in the trumpet. But when you realize, like the Most High say, I'm going to shut up. He said 2 things. He told Israel to lift up their voice like a trumpet. And Psalms 100, it says that make a joyful noise unto the Most High. Now we look at that noise as a song, but when you look that word up, it's a war cry, it's a trumpet. And the Most High is blowing a trumpet right now. Do you hear it? Because what? We are the vessels of His trumpet. You don't have a trumpet, you are a shofar unto Him. But if the shofar then lost its sound because of what it's going through and it can't blow no more, how can it be useful? Well, he can't blow through you no more because you done got too close to this friend, so you won't tell him the truth. You done got too close to mama and he can't blow through you like a shofar. Sometimes without even you saying words, your presence is a blowing of a trumpet. Or your presence not being there, it's a blowing of a trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Don't get your mind just focused on blowing, but get your mind focused on beating. Because I'm determined to be the trumpet that is blowing of the Most High. Whenever He breathed into me, I'm going to speak what He says, no matter who I lose. That's what. I don't just have a gift, I am a gift. I don't just speak prophecy, I'm walking prophecy. I don't just blow a shofar, I am a shofar. I just don't celebrate atonement, I'm atonement myself. And every day I'm walking out atonement of God. Because I am what I told you to be. Don't just celebrate Passover, I'm a Passover. That's a Passover in your sins. Hallelujah. Passing over what you said about me. I am that. That's how we got to live. Hallelujah.